Marvel Legends, Walmart exclusive, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord. Let's get it. What's good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. This time, we've got another Marvel Legends figure for you. This is a Walmart exclusive Star-Lord, the comic version of Star-Lord. Still Peter Quill, just the comic book version. And this was his first appearance costume. This is classic Star-Lord right here. It's under the Guardians of the Galaxy banner. Um, that's a pretty curious decision on their part, but he is affiliated obviously with the Guardians of the Galaxy, so that's why he's put under this heading. You see the Guardians of the Galaxy logo there below the digital render, and behind the digital render there's some very nice artwork. On one side we have some more of that artwork. On the other side we've got a digital render. That Guardians of the Galaxy logo is at the top, and here on the rear we have another digital render of Star-Lord, and to our left we see the sketch showing his accessories, which consists of a sword and an additional set of hands. He also has an accessory that he's holding on to, and that's his blaster. You see that uh, in his left hand there. We've got our boy Star-Lord on our rotating base. You can see the figure 360 degrees, molded in blue. He's got white striping. I could tell you right now, my striping is not the best. I've got a lot of spots missing. So that's because Hasbro went cheap and you only get one coat of the white paint. It's never a good idea to only go with one coat of a lighter color over a darker color, because you're gonna get those spots. You know, two coats at least to at least attempt to ensure that everything is covered up. But I digress. It is what it is. It's still a good looking figure. It's on the Vulcan body, so we've got the I'm losing my train of thought here. Oh yeah, pinless joints, elbows and knees. So that's definitely a good thing. As far as the accessories, we saw from the sketch what they were, but here we can show you them close up and personal. Here's that sword molded in plastic looking silver, and you've got the gold hilt there. So that's pretty nice. Star-Lord comes with an additional set of hands. They're mirrored. He came out of packaging with a left trigger hand and a right fist, and here we have the exact opposite. The trigger hands have the vertical hinge. Last but not least, we have his hand blaster molded in like a grayish blue style plastic. It's got some detail to it, as you can see, but no paint, so you can't distinguish anything from anything. As we get a nice up close look at that head sculpt here, and like I said, I emphasize on the digital printing. I know I keep going on and on about it, but I am very impressed with the digital printing that Hasbro's been bringing us. Say what you will about the price hikes and the drops in the accessories that we get, but the digital printing is definitely something that they need to get their flowers for. For all we know, it costs a little bit more to get these type of results with the portraits, so they've got to cut costs somewhere, and it may be with the accessories. I know I'm reaching, but it is what it is. What we get with the accessories. This is one of the better offerings in terms of how many accessories we got. Normally it's just an additional set of hands, but we got a sword and a blaster, so that's pretty cool. But enough of that. Looking at the head sculpt, the top of the helmet, we've got that nice gold trim there, and then the lenses, goggle-like, bug-like looking lenses, and as far as the part of the face that we actually can see, it is it is just great. The skin tone is right, and of course, you know I got to do that the diagonal, as you could see right there, and then we'll go full profile. Very, very nice, very nice. Other side, yeah, it's pretty cool. Rear of the helmet, nothing's really going on there, so it is what it is in terms of that. Checking out the rest of him, like I said, he's molded in blue, but he's got the white striping that's painted, and I do have some spotting there, you know, where the paint just didn't go all the way. I've got some right there, and then on the other side, almost around the same area, there's a little dap. I mean, it's nothing to write home about and you know whine and complain about it, but you do have it there. Same thing with the legs. It's around the same area. You got a spot there where paint is missed, and almost in the same area on the opposite leg, the same thing. But in terms of the rest of the figure, you've got the gold belt, which is separate and holster, and here's a nice thing. We had talked about the gold trim and emblem on his helmet. He's got similar emblems right there at the top of the boot there. It's actually painted on the front of the calves area, and then of course the boots are molded in gold. It's kind of messed up because the paint and the plastic are different colors there. So yeah, that's not a cool thing. It is what it is, though. Let me get him to stand back up for sure. But all in all, still looks good. I remember the first time I saw Star Lord. Uh, he was introduced, if I'm not mistaken, in the 70s in an issue of Marvel used to have black and white magazines, and there was a magazine. It was the Rampaging Hulk, and I believe Star Lord made its first appearance in a backup story in that magazine, if my memory serves correctly. If I'm wrong and somebody knows, check me in the comment section. But enough of that. His articulation, his head is on a ball hinge, so he can look up that far, which is good because this version of Star Lord is most definitely a flyer. He can look down pretty far as well. Very nice. You get pivot, attitude, and of course he'll 360. He's got butterfly joints, so he could rear back and go forward. He's got he could do a 90 or T pose with his shoulders, and of course he could 360 it. He's got the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. Gotta love that. He's got the swivel on the wrist, and this is a trigger hand, so he's got the vertical hinge. The same will be for the right hand, trigger finger hand, that is. His fisted hands have the normal horizontal hinge. He's got an ab crunch, so he can go back that far, forward that far, and he's got the waist swivel. He can do the splits that far, get his leg up about 90, back a little bit. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees. Mine's are kind of tight, so let's see what I can do here. There we go. Pretty nice. He's got a cut at the top of the boot. He could point his toe that far forward, that far up. He's got ankle pivot, and you know what time it is. Holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. His blaster fits in snugly in that holster, so that's pretty cool. For comparison, I broke out Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy, the comic-based Guardians of the Galaxy 5-pack. 5-pack, yes, from a few years ago. And this is the uniform that he wore, that Rocket Raccoon was wearing as well. they were trying to be a little uniform there, but this was the costume that Star Lord was wearing as part of the, we'll call it modern day Guardians of the Galaxy. And for another comparison, this time with a fellow exclusive, but this time under the Amazon banner, but simultaneously also under the Guardians of the Galaxy banner, we have Ronan the Accuser. And Pete, I know you don't think that your little sword there's any match for the universal weapon. So closing this out, the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Star Lord, the comic book version, under the heading of Guardians of the Galaxy. Nice figure, very nice figure. Price tag is kind of up there. They wanted, I believe, $27, $28, something like that. It's been like that with the Walmart exclusives for sure. They're not deluxe or anything, but they're carrying a, I guess we'd have to call it a mid-tier deluxe price, because they're true deluxes. Whoa, that's an entirely different subject to discuss. But yeah, be that as it may, still a nice looking figure. The gold trim on the helmet. The helmet is banging. The face print is spectacular once again. They did their thing. I think the plastic parts, in terms of the gold plastic parts, look really plastic, especially when you compare them to the gold that's painted in the calf area and above the helmet, which is of course separate, so that looks good. But when you look at the gloves and the boots, you can clearly see, it's got that plastic look. I'm fortunate that at least on my gold parts, I don't have very much in the way of marbling, so that's a plus right there. Anyway, it's a nice figure. I'm glad I have it, and I'm also glad that this is the year of the cosmic character. We've been getting a bunch of space characters. Um, the whole space theme has just been on and cracking, and I'm here for it. So they can keep pumping those out. We've had, as we demonstrated, we had Ronin. We've got Star Lord this go round. Yondu, also of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the original or future Guardians of the Galaxy. So yeah, we got a bunch of cosmic or space or universe dwelling characters coming out, and that appears to be the theme for this year. I'm here for it, and I'm giving kudos to Hasbro for doing that and filling in some gaps on teams. And yeah, that's how it's done.